Hola y bienvenidos otra vez a mi canal de YouTube Español por Dentro. Estoy aquí en Connaught Place, el corazón de Delhi, disfrutando el frío. Estoy de vacaciones estos días, así que, bueno, disfrutando el frío y pasándolo muy bien. Y bueno, pues estaba pensando en los años que he pasado estudiando español, ahora casi 23 años que cuando empecé, hace 23 años empecé a estudiar, estoy enseñando y español es mi pasión, es mi amor. Y bueno, pues solo quería hacer un video, pero hombre... Hello Shri, what's up?
What are you doing here?
Oh my God,
you're recording a video.
Oh my God, yes, I'm recording a video and I did not know my dear friend, mi gran amigo, mi viejo amigo, no amigo viejo, viejo amigo. I was saying not an old friend in terms of age, but a friend since times immemorial. Shri, what a surprise to have you here. How have you been?
Good. I'm just traveling around Delhi, visiting Delhi for a short while, and it's good to bump into you in CP.
Oh my God, we have met in CP. This was not planned, guys. This was not at all planned. And let me tell you, it's such a pleasure, such a delight to see you, Shri. Shri, or Srinivasan, which is his full name. We started Spanish together back in, I think, 2004, Shri, am I right?
Yeah, 2004, yeah.
So, Shri, well, I know about your Spanish journey, but, well, I mean, let me tell my viewers first, Shri has been now in Australia since the last, I mean, he left India in 2009, he went to Singapore and now currently resides in Sydney in Australia. I mean, what a surprise to see you, Shri, here. You did not tell me that you are in India.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to bump into you.
Oh my
surprise
God.
You. Yeah.
Es una sorpresa.
Yeah.
Shri, please tell us a little bit about your Spanish journey. How did it begin? Why did you start with Spanish and you left it in between for a while and then you picked it up again? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was in bachelor's, I was studying literature and I just wanted to learn a foreign language and I felt Spanish was convenient because it was still in English, the script. And I'd seen some movies here or there or heard some famous Spanish songs. So I wanted to learn that and that's where I met you.
Yeah.
Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan.
So we studied Spanish together in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan 2004 to 2006. It was such a fantastic time. Tell us a little bit about that time. Our professor, tell us how was your Spanish experience in those 3 years in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan?
It was good because obviously that was the prime phase of our learning. We were like in our late teens, early 20s and we were fresh to imbibe more knowledge, and because both of us, I guess, loved language and literature, I think that gave us an exposure to a different culture altogether. And then we realized that not only Spain but the whole of South America and Central America speaks Spanish, barring a couple of places. So I guess we were in the right sort of mode in terms of our knowledge sort of hunger.
Yes.
And we were young as well, no responsibilities. That's where I remember we went to watch a couple of Spanish movies as part of this exercise as well. It was the right time, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Shri, we talked about, you talked a lot about how did it begin. Remember the friends that we made. We had an elderly friend, Mr. Day, and then Rahul Khari was also there. A few other friends, I'm forgetting the names, but I mean, it was such a different time, you know. Tell us a little bit about how Delhi was that time. How did you used to travel? You were doing your graduation as well at that point of time, undergrad in English. So tell us, how did you manage all those things? Yeah,
I know it was once a week. Which day was it? Do you remember? It was, I think, Wednesday or Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
And evening, I remember taking a bus from South Delhi, a direct bus all the way to that Kasturba Gandhi Marg or somewhere there, just getting down from the UPSC. But yeah, it was good. It was just like an extended sort of a college, a bit more relaxed, a bit more fun. And obviously those people you mentioned became friends as we went on. And I think we ended up studying the whole course, the diploma of Spanish from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan from 2004 to end of 2005. So nearly 1.5 years. It was like a good sort of a getaway from our main rigors of our bachelor's degree. It was like chill at the same time, challenges of learning a new language and culture. So it was very invigorating and also relaxed at the same time.
I don't know whether you remember, Shri, the name of our book, the Spanish book that we used to have called Greenfield. It was called Greenfield, and in fact, even now when I speak to some of the Spanish people in our circle who started studying quite some time back, they do recognize that book as well. And then we changed our book sometime in the second year. But Shri, tell us a little bit about Mr. Prasad, our teacher, our very first Spanish teacher, Mr. Prasad. He passed away a few years ago. It was sad to know about that, about his demise. But tell us a little bit about Mr. Prasad, because I remember I used to shiver in his classes. He was a disciplinarian that way. Tell us a little bit about how your experience was with him.
I think he was more like a traditional old school teacher, but I think he was the right kind of a person that we required. We needed someone very traditional, authoritative. We respected out of fear sometimes. But in the end, we eventually appreciated his control over his craft and the fact that he was an experienced teacher.
Yeah.
And he ended up somehow trusting me to teach his junior class after we graduated. So, to be honest, I was not ready for that. So therefore, I just taught it once or twice, and I said I can't do it because I was still doing my final years of bachelor's. So, but he was someone who had a vision, who had the skills, the expertise, and who had the right sort of mindset. I think we both are lucky to have him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, although it's for me, it's been 22, 23 years since I started teaching, I guess, or I mean almost 20 years, I should say, not that long. But Sri was the one who actually started teaching before I stepped into the teaching profession. Sri, tell us a little bit about your teaching experience, short as it may be. But tell us a little bit, was there what kind of challenges you faced, or any interesting experience?
The good thing was, back then I knew Spanish. Now I don't because I'm out of touch. But I remember the first class of being very nervous because I never taught anywhere before in a large scale. So I prepared a lot. And I tried to be as confident as I could in front of, and the class was full. And it just, when I looked at the students, right, they were older, they were like my age, and someone were older than me as well. But when I looked at the class, I remember that it just mirrored our own days as students a year and a half ago. So it's like looking at the mirror at myself and you. But somehow it ended up going nicely. There were some questions, I remember. I was a bit nervous for sure, being a first timer, but it went well. But I guess I was not ready to teach. If I had continued teaching, I think I could have gotten more opportunities and I would have maybe stayed there as a Spanish teacher, but I ended up becoming an English teacher. That's a different story. But
So Sri, you left India in 2009, you went to Singapore first, you taught there in a school in Singapore, and then you shifted to Australia, you started in a corporate, in a bank in fact, and then you have come back to now teaching. Tell us that journey, how has your journey abroad been, and whenever you come to India, what kind of differences you feel, how do you still relate to India, in what ways? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's a big question as such, but yeah, I mean, going out to Singapore as a youngster in the early 20s was like a good experience, a big challenge, unlearning whatever I'd learned before, and building up my own sort of practice, teaching practice from ground up. And then it took me a while, at least took me a year to establish myself. And then I was comfortable, and then I ended up moving to Australia. And again, couldn't get into teaching, got into finance jobs for 8 years, and then I'm back in teaching now. And again, I'm learning according to the Australian ways and adapting to that. So it's been a journey of adapting, unlearning, and learning. And again, staying true to who you are, like the strengths that we have. I think you've done something similar, that you've been a Spanish teacher for so long, that you've adapted to various settings. So I guess a bit similar, but the thing is, moving away from India, India's grown in a different direction, I've grown in a different direction. So when I come back, I just marvel at the change, sometimes surprised, sometimes shocked, but I still love the basic elements of the city, meeting people like you. So that's pretty good,
Muy bien, pues es mi amigo Sri, con quien siempre es un placer verle. Sri, I want to end this with, your favorite Spanish word. Which is your favorite Spanish word?
The only thing I can remember right now is vamos.
Yes. So Sri, do get back to Spanish. Anytime you feel like, you can always contact me. I can teach you again, bro. And always a pleasure to meet old friends. So Sri, thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias a ti.
Bueno, hasta el otro video de mi canal. Chao.